Good evening. All right, it's getting warm in here, so I'm going to take my jacket off. I just came in from spending this afternoon at University of Virginia. I'm actually start taking off my jewelry. I was a guest speaker today in one of my daughter's classes and talked all about mental health, talked all about my profession to hopefully what will be future counselors and future therapists. So that was super exciting. But I wanted to jump on tonight, as promised, and talk a little bit about one of my latest reels. And it's all about, can women be held accountable? I think that's what I named it. Hold on one second. Yep. Okay. So if you feel it in your spirit to purchase a badge tonight, I want you to do that. Please support the platform. What you must understand about content creators is that, yes, some of us get revenue off of subscriptions. Some of us get revenue off of our reels. They put ads on our reels now. So some of us get revenue from that. We get revenue from subscriptions, but it is not much. It is not as much as you think it is. There are people out there that think, oh my gosh, Anita has these platforms and she's making goo gobs of money hand over fist. No, it really is not. It really is not. So please consider purchasing a badge this evening, okay? As I open up the floor and we have this much needed conversation. So my most recent reel was all about accountability. And can women be held accountable? And this is a theme. This is something that I have been seeing over and over, especially this year. We are 10 months into this year? And I have seen a thread, a theme. Okay? I've seen a pattern. And there have been a couple of men that have said to me, I'm surprised you're just noticing it now. We've been seeing it our whole lives. And I'm going to keep it real with you all. The people that I surround myself with, the women that I know and that I surround myself with, we're a different breed of woman. We are a very, very different breed of woman. We are emotionally mature. We are emotionally intelligent. I'm just, like I said, myself and the women I know, we're in the business of apologizing. We're in the business of, I shouldn't have come off that way. I'm sorry for saying it that way. I'm sorry if my words, were hurtful. Like, we're in the business of, people can tell us about ourselves and we take it as constructive criticism and we ponder it. We think about it. So really, it was like this year, maybe a little bit last year, where I started to come in contact more with these women that men are talking to me about. And I was like, okay, but you're coming in here because there's a problem with your marriage. There's a problem within your relationship. And last I checked, there are two people in that relationship. So last I checked, that means both of them have a responsibility within that relationship. And I'm going to, observe. I'm going to observe the interaction between you. I'm going to observe him. I'm going to observe you. And whatever it is I see that isn't healthy, for the relationship, I'm going to call it out. And, things are going great when I'm calling him out. When I'm calling her out, that's when the problems begin. That's when all the problems get started. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute. This is an equal opportunity, session. This is an equal opportunity thing that we're doing. Like, everybody can get it. And y'all know I say that on my platform all the time. Everybody's going to get it. If you are a woman and you acting up and you completely out of pocket, you gonna get it. If you are a man and you acting up and you out of pocket, you gonna get it. So it don't matter to me, man or woman. If you are out of order, if what you're doing is, if what you're saying, if what you're talking about is completely out of order, I'm going to bring light to that. And I'm going to say, hey, do better. Please try to do better. That's it. But this idea that, okay, everything is the men's problem. Everything is the woman's problem. No, it's all of us. It's all of us. We all have our work to do. And how about this? I want the women to stay on their side of the fence. I want the men to stay on their side of the fence. So that's why when men come to me and they want to have a coaching session, sure, I have a coaching session with them. If I feel like within that coaching session, they could benefit from working with a man, then I refer them to a man. That's exactly what I do. You need to work with a man. And that man could be a wonderful mentor, a wonderful guide to you, on that road to healthy masculinity. And I'm going to be honest, I know I am the gold standard for the woman. So for the women, oh no, I'm the gold standard. So I definitely take that very seriously. When I'm working with women, younger, middle-aged, older, I believe I am the gold standard. Okay. And so, yeah, I do check them. I had a situation just last week where I did check the wife and I said, yeah, give him points. Give a man points for what he is doing. One of the worst things that I hear women say, that I keep telling women, please erase that from your vocabulary. There's a few things that women say that it's like nails on a chalkboard. I cannot stand to hear it. Here's one of them. So the man is going out, he's working hard, he's providing financially for his family. Maybe he's doing things around the house. Maybe he's helping with the kids. He's cutting the grass. He's cooking sometimes or getting the groceries or whatever it is he's doing. And how men are wired is they will, they'll make note of that. If she says, well, you don't do anything, he'll say, well, I go out and work. I pay bills. I do this. I do that. I help with the kids. And this is what the women say. Listen up, ladies. This is what y'all say. Well, you're supposed to do that. Can we just strike that? Strike that from your vocabulary, right? Strike that phrase from your vocabulary. You're supposed to do that. Like in that moment, can you give a man points? Like, what does it hurt for you to say, and thank you so much for doing that. You do a whole lot. I would love for you to make sure your clothes get in the hamper. So if I say, babe, your clothes are on the floor again, can you please make sure your clothes get in the hamper? If he shoots back, well, I do so much around here and I do this, and you sure do. And thank you so much. I really appreciate all that you're doing. Right? I don't have to say, you're supposed to do that. Like technically, if you want to get technical, I'm supposed to have a baby. like, can I keep it real? These women out here that want a push present and a baby moon and a night nurse and a housekeeper and a this and a that and a the other. I'm supposed to have the baby the last I checked. I'm technically the only person in the relationship who can. So why would I expect a man to give me all this stuff for having a baby? No, because according to y'all logic, I'm supposed to do that. See? Stop saying that. Stop saying that. I want to be treated special. I want my man to get special treatment too. Like, I can treat him special, and I want to be treated special. Give him points. Give him points for what it is he's doing. And how about this? A lot of women, you're so focused on what he's not doing that you can't even see what he's doing. Like, what he's not doing, it could be 5% of everything, but you're so focused on what he's not doing. When really, you can shift your perspective and be in a state of gratitude and say, hey, thank you for all you do. You do a whole lot. Like, that's what I want women to understand. And ladies, if you're on here and you got a no good man and he don't pay no bills or he don't do nothing around here, okay, that's for another live. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the men, okay? And that man is out drinking. That man is out getting high or having sex with other women. This is not the live for that. You don't need to bring that into the conversation. We're not talking about him. We're talking about regular guys who work hard, who bring their paycheck home, who try to help out around the house and do things here and there, We're talking about those guys who are, for the most part, they're faithful, they're loyal, they're there with you. We're talking about those guys. Don't bring in these other men. We're not talking about them. Okay? But if you have a man, and for the most part, that man is trying to be a partner to you, okay, I want you to give him points for that, because that's how men are wired. They want credit. They want points. And it costs you nothing to give it to them. It costs you nothing. But can I be honest? A lot of women won't do that because of your ego, because of your pride. That's why you, for some reason, you cannot give the man points. I don't understand it. I'm sorry, I don't know why my internet is acting up. But all it's going to take is you saying, yes, honey, you do a whole lot. You do all of those things that you just meant. Like, what does it cost you to say that? And guess what? Two things can be true at the same time. My man can do a whole lot for me and for the house, and I can also want him to put his clothes in the hamper. See how those two things can live in the same world? I don't need to dismiss what he's doing. I don't need to diminish what he's doing to try to make this point. I don't need to do that. I can give him credit for everything he's doing, and I can say, and I want you to be home on time for dinner. Those two things can exist in the same world. Okay, let me see what your comments are all right. Let's see. I'm going to keep it real. Even though you are absolutely right, they aren't hearing you. Well, that could be. Keep preaching, though. Oh, I will. I'm going to keep doing just that. Because here's something for you all to know. I had a male friend of mine tell me just the other day. He said, Anita, you have to continue to hold women to task. That's what you started this platform for, is to teach women. And let me just give you a little history lesson. This platform began because I wanted to share some of my wisdom and some of my knowledge from being on the planet 55 years, being married, now divorced, having raised 3 children to adulthood, and just doing a whole lot with my life. I've done a whole lot with my life. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've learned a lot of lessons, but I wanted to be that auntie. I wanted to be that auntie or that mom to some 20, 25-year-old girl who needed to navigate dating, relationships, womanhood, how to be a good woman. It makes me beyond sad how far women have fallen. And for the ladies on here, if you are not one of them, again, you do not need to defend yourself. I do not defend myself when people are talking about low value, low quality, non-virtuous, promiscuous women. When people are having that conversation, I don't say a peep. I don't say anything. I have no input at all to defend myself because I am not she. And I just want to clarify that. Ladies, you do not have to add to this conversation in defense of yourself if that is not you. Okay? The women who are clapping back are the women that are guilty of what I'm talking about. Those are the women. And understand this, how this works. If they're not clapping back or defending themselves, they're insulting me. Because that's what people do. When they don't have a good rational argument, they just, they just name call. They just try to, assassinate your character or call you names. But I'm going to be honest, you're telling on yourself. All you're doing is telling on yourself that you don't have a reasonable, logical response. That all you can do is call me a pick-me, or say I'm old, or I'm outdated, or I'm antiquated, I'm old-fashioned. Okay, I've heard it all. And you can keep that in the comments all you want. I've heard all of it. Okay? But let me tell you this. I'm lucky to have made it this age. You'll be lucky to get to my age and look the way I do. You'll be lucky to get to my age and be as fit and healthy as I am. So if you're in your 20s or your 30s and you're in these comments clapping back, Okay, boo, talk to me in 20 years and let's see what life is like for you. Let's see what you got going on. So I got thick skin, y'all. I don't come from this generation. You done chose the wrong one to bring smoke to. I don't come from this generation. Y'all little words don't hurt me. That's the generation I come from. The sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's the generation I come from. Your little words, your little insults on social media is called so what? And as long as I have my platform, I'm going to keep talking. You can unfollow. We good. But ladies, we have got to do better. We've got to do better. And it is really us. It is us that is bringing us all the problems. It is the choices we're making. It is the behaviors that I'm seeing. It is not being women of virtue, not being a class act. Since when was it ever cute to have a mouth like a sailor, to dress like a stripper, okay, and give out free sex? Like you're not even being paid for the sex. You're giving out free casual sex, hand over fist. Since when was that ever cute or classy or elegant? So yes, I come from a different time. I come from a different generation that all of this is stuff that you're bringing on yourself. You're bringing all this nonsense to your front door with your behavior and the way you talk and the way you dress and your low standards and your feminist agenda and your dogma. You're bringing this to your front door. That's a harsh thing that women need to hear. That when you start holding yourself to a higher standard, when you decide that you're not going to get caught up in these friends with benefits and situationships and casual sex, when you decide to dress elegantly and modestly, when you decide to speak intelligently, that's when you will get somewhere. And guess what? I believe that is actually what's going to turn everyone around. Right? That's what's going to turn everyone around. The men will no longer be able to have their degenerate behavior with you. Like that's going to be a thing of the past. Because remember, it's men who make sluts. It's women who allow it, but men participate in the behavior too. But guess what? If women didn't allow it, if women would stop going on OnlyFans and stop selling their bodies and stop, doing what they're doing, then guess what? The men, there's no wanting of that product. That goes away. So ladies, I think it is up to us. I think we are the fairer sex. I will always be the fairer sex. I will always be morally higher than a man. I am not led around by my pee-pee. Okay? I have a heart. I have a brain. So she don't make all the decisions. All right? We have to start using our heart and our brain and stop trying to compete with men to win some sort of degeneracy prize. That doesn't make sense. I just want to understand, what are you getting from all of this? Like, I honestly don't get it. You're getting some likes on social media. You're getting some follows on social media for your self-respect, for your dignity. Those things are priceless. Absolutely priceless. They're not worth any money. There's no amount of money. There's no man with any amount of money that's going to pay me to humiliate myself, that's going to pay me to use my body. That's not a thing, last I checked. So yeah, we have to do better. We have to do better. And that is the change that I have been wanting to make for a while, which is to take my platform back to an educational wife training format, womanhood format. That is what I've been wanting to do for a while, is talk to women and make sure that if they don't hear it from anyone else, they hear it from me. You're going to hear it from me. If your mother never told you, if your grandmother never told you, I'm going to tell you. You talking like a sailor, you getting high, you getting drunk, you dressing provocatively, you being easy, and y'all know what I'm talking about. What is this getting you? Like, seriously, make it make sense. What are you getting out of this other than used, other than bitter? So no. But ladies, what I don't want to see, I don't want to see ladies in the comments feeling like they have to defend themselves, because guess what? If this is not you, there is no defense. I'm in rooms all the time. I'm on platforms all the time where people are talking about some of the ridiculous, crazy things that women do. And I have nothing to say because it's not about me. It's not about me. So that right there, when we throw that stone and that stone comes back, all you're telling people is, yeah, I've been guilty of some of that behavior. I've been guilty of doing some of those things. And here's the thing. When you know better, do better. As soon as you find out that that's not going to lead you to where you really want to go in life, a happy, fulfilling life, whether you're partnered or not, whether you have kids or not. But self-respect, dignity, and being able to hold your head high, that is where every woman should want to strive to be. But this idea that you can give your body away or sell your body to the highest bidder and you can feel good about yourself? Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. I don't need to marry a millionaire. I'm trying to become one. So, and I'm not going to become one on my back. So that's the part I'm trying to wrap my head around. Women are so obsessed with a bag and their money, but you're going about it the wrong way. You're selling your soul. And I certainly am not interested in that. All right, let me look at your comments. I can't agree with you more. We all like a pat on the back. Agreed. And men specifically need that affirmation. They need the pat on the back. At least you will be taken seriously. I always am. Tell it. The truth is not easy, but it's true. Thank you. Stop dropping the aspirin. It devalues you as a lady when you don't conduct yourself with some sort of accountability. Agreed. Agreed. So ladies, we must do better. If I'm not talking to you, then you're great. You're fine. There are so many wonderful women out here. I happen to be close friends with a lot of them. So that's why all of this flew under my radar for so long. Because honestly, those are not people I hang out with. I don't hang out with women that dance on bars and smack each other on the behind and twerk. Those aren't my friends. I don't see those women. So it's only recently that I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is happening in the world? And look, I shared it with my 80-year-old mother the other day, and she was horrified. She was like, no, Anita, women have always been the fairer sex. Women have always been morally higher than men. I said, Mom, not anymore. These women have fallen clean off the pedestal. So much so that men don't even pursue them anymore. Men don't even pursue women anymore because they're like, for what? I don't want any of these women that are out here. Now, what I say to that is, gentlemen, there are amazing, virtuous, kind, loving, intelligent, smart women, compassionate women, modest women, godly women. There are a lot of great women out here. And to some degree, and y'all are not going to like this, but you're going to have to check yourself. You're going to have to ask yourself, what kind of circles am I running in that I'm seeing the same type of woman? Okay, so whether it's dating apps, and y'all, I've already done the research. I was just recently on a friend's dating app. He showed me the women on his dating app, and I mean, it was a joke. It was a joke. Every woman, like out of every 10 women, 8 of them had tattoos all up their neck, all on their bosom, all just everywhere. Tattoos everywhere. Tattoos everywhere. Cleavage out. all the cleavage out, right? So leaning over, all the cleavage out, just everything out. Then it was the, butt to the camera picture, looking over the shoulder. I mean, it just, I was just like, what is happening? Like, how did we get here? How did we get here? And these are the choices. And then the profanity in the bio. And then let's talk about this. They have the audacity to tell you what you better not be bringing, what you better not be doing. And I'm thinking, okay, but do you see you? You have all these standards and requirements for him. Do you see you? Do you look in the mirror and see how you look? And yet you want all of this and this is what you bring? No, it ain't adding up, y'all. It ain't adding up. Oh, okay, he said, I'm not mad at a few tats. What's a few tats? Because if she got all this tattooed and all of this and all of this and all that, come on. And see, y'all not going to like this. You're not going to like this, but I'm sorry. That says something. My body is beautiful. My body is a beautiful blank canvas. And what I look like coloring all over it. What I look like putting people's names all over my body and putting all this crap. And y'all, this is what you don't realize. When you get older, you're going to see what them tattoos going to look like. Because some of these women on the app, they my age, and they got them tattoos in their 20s. It look a hot mess. See, that's what you don't realize. It look a hot mess. It looked like a stone cold mess. So a cute tattoo, a little something here and there, that's one thing. Now, we ain't talking about that. We talking about all everywhere. Everywhere. It's tattoos everywhere. And I'm just thinking, why did you do that to your beautiful body? So call me old fashioned, call me antiquated. Okay, it is what it is. But I think that's a bit much. I don't, and why? Why? Okay, if you got double D's, like you can have a dress on like this. This dress I have on, this is typical. This is what I went to UVA to speak in. You can have a dress like this and men can see that you have big breasts. But no, that's not good enough. The dress gotta have all this cut out, all down here cut out. So that you can see all of this chest, all of this this cleavage. Why? Why? I think I'm gonna save that. I think I'm gonna save that for my husband. I think my husband gonna know what all this look like, right? I think my husband gonna know where all the tattoos on my body are. But there's women out there that, like I said, I seen more of their body than I care to see. It's too much for me. I can't do it. I can't do it. You're talking about the sexy red tats, okay? Where can I take you with all those tattoos? Can we be honest? Y'all not ready for this conversation. Precisely. If you're actually trying to go to a classy event, if you're actually trying to get funding for your business at a classy event, yes, it does say something about you. And so, yeah, you guys can think I'm a great big square, but it just says, thank you, Soleil. It just says something about you. So, yeah, I want you to see your body as just a beautiful work of art on its own. No, they taking him to the mattress. Precisely. No. And as I always say, if you've never heard me say this before, my sex is the most least interesting thing about me. Okay? My sex is the most least interesting thing about me. I have the ability to do all kinds of amazing things and bring all kinds of value to a man's life outside of my sex. So, yeah, get to know Anita. Get to know all the amazing things about me. But, yeah, that's the most least interesting thing about me. That's it. So, I can, oh my gosh, I can take you to the moon, to the stars. I can, blow your business up. I can give you all kinds of great business ideas and financial tips. And, I can speak life into you. I can speak a spiritual word of prayer over you. Like there's so many things that I bring value to a man that have nothing to do with my body. So no, I don't. No. Okay. He says, in reference to tattoos, tattoo pigment in mammograms can mimic malignant pathology at surgery or confound appropriate stages of breast cancer. Wow. Yeah, no, thank you. I don't. I think that social media has given us the impression that that's what guys desire because those types of photos get the most attention. But see, ladies, if you don't remember anything I say, I want you to remember this. I could give a damn about a man's attention. And you should too. You should give a damn about a man's attention. I don't care about a man's attention. I don't care if a man thinks I'm cute. I don't care if a man thinks I got DSLs. I don't care if a man likes my behind. I don't care if a man, I don't care. Guess what I care about? That man sees value in me. That man consistently pursues me. That man commits to me. That man one day marries me. That man invests in me. And let me tell you what's not an investment is a like. Hearting my photo is not an investment. Or sending the good morning beautiful text is not an investment, ladies. Or WYD is not an investment. Like, you want to invest in Anita? Talk to me about my businesses. Talk to me about my marketing. Help my businesses to make money. Teach me things that I don't already know about my businesses, about my home, about anything that matters to me. That's a man who wants to invest in me. But hearting my picture? Sending YWD at 11 o'clock at night? Sending a good morning beautiful, grand rising beautiful text? So what? That's called so what? And ladies, you should be hip to that game. You should already know that. That doesn't mean a thing. A man sliding in your DMs and telling you how sexy you are, that means nothing. He is doing that to 25 other women. I am not impressed, and you shouldn't be either. You should be impressed by a man who shows up consistently. You should be impressed by a man that when you share a problem you have, he problem solves to get you a solution. That's what should impress you. And he puts things into action. But that's the problem. You all see what men like, and you think it means something. It doesn't mean jack diddly. What means something is, hey, y'all, you see this ring I got? Hey, y'all, you see this house we bought? Hey, y'all, you see this business we started? That's what means something. That's something real. Hey, y'all, you see this baby I got? That's something real. But double tapping that picture is called so what? And y'all need to wake up to that. You playing yourself. That's a tale as old as time. It's called so what? But y'all really be believing. Y'all really be believing, oh my God, this man is, liking my photos, or this man is giving me enough attention to get between my legs, and oh, he's a 10 and I'm a 5, and I don't even want 10D. Can I be honest? I don't care if the man is a 15. I don't want 15D. I'll take 5 marriage all day. I'll take 5 home buying all day. I'll take 5 investing in my business all day. See, y'all are impressed by a man who's a 10 or a 15 giving you some D. That's called so what? That's a great big so what. And can I be real honest, since we grown on here tonight, can I be real honest? Half of y'all that are getting this man who's a 10, you getting his D, the D ain't even that good. Like, the dude that's a 5 is got better D than him. But the guy that's a 10 that every woman want, that every woman is throwing herself at him, that dude don't know how to throw it down in no bedroom. He don't know how to give no good foreplay. He don't know how to use his tongue. He don't know. Like, that dude could give a damn about you. That dude is in it for him. He ain't got no good D. But half y'all won't be real on here and admit that. He ain't got no good D. I can't tell you how many tens that I'm like, that's it. That's all. That's all you got. Okay, because I done had some fives that was better than that. That ain't good. Like, that's not good. Because I'm gonna be real with you. These guys who are 10s and 15s, they've not been in no long-term relationship. They've not made love to the same woman over and over and over. They've not learned about a woman's body and what she likes and what actually turns her on. No, these are dudes that are out here having casual sex. They're having one-night stands, two-night stands, situationships. They're not getting to know anybody. Guess who they getting to know? Them. These are the type of men who know what they like. They know what they like. They don't know what women like. They know what they like. Okay, so if we really getting grown on here, oh, let's get grown. These men are not even that great in the bedroom. That's why I keep telling y'all, you're giving the most sacred part of you to a man that don't even value you. You're a masturbation tool to this man. No, I'll be darned. No, he ain't getting what I got. Nope, you better bring it. You better come with it. And it's going to take time. It's going to take time and a whole lot of effort. So no. Very, very cheap attention. Very much so. I totally agree. Thank you. Okay, but ladies, let me get back to y'all. I have figured out psychologically why a lot of you struggle with accountability and why a lot of you struggle with apologizing. And it's because of a little thing that we call toxic shame. Toxic shame. And so what toxic shame is, it means that if I make a mistake, if I have a misstep, if I've done something wrong, if I'm incorrect in some way, that must mean there's something bad about me, that I'm just bad. I'm just a bad person. I'm just an awful person. And that, oh my gosh, my whole identity is I'm this horrible person. And that toxic shame that you feel, it comes from trauma. It comes from trauma from your childhood, trauma from your family of origin, mom, dad, making you wrong, making you bad. And so now you can't apologize. You can't say when you made a mistake or you made a misstep or you're incorrect because, oh my God, that means I'm a horrible person. And I can't be that. So I'm never going to admit that I'm the problem. I'm never going to admit my faults. I'm never going to admit that I'm wrong because that brings on toxic shame. And that means that I believe that two things can't be true at the same time. So here is a therapy lesson for you. I'm going to give you a free therapy lesson tonight. And that therapy lesson is this. Two things can be true at the same time. That's called dialectical thinking. That two things can be true at the same time. So here's a perfect example. If I lose my temper, if I yell or scream, if I say something, distasteful, okay, I can come back and say, you know what? I got beside myself. I said some things when we were talking, or I used a tone when we were talking that I shouldn't have. It was very disrespectful, and I apologize for being disrespectful. See? Easy. So I can be apologetic. I can feel a level of, okay, I shouldn't have done that. That was out of pocket. That was a misstep. And at the same time, I am still an amazing woman. I am still a lovable woman. So even through all my mistakes, even through the things that I do that, they're not great, they hurt people, all the mistakes I make, all the missteps, okay? The things I thought I got right, but they weren't. I can still be a lovable, amazing woman. Two things can be true at the same time. And that's what every woman needs to start telling herself, is that, yes, you're going to make mistakes. You're not perfect. You're going to make missteps. You're going to act out. You're going to do all kinds of things you shouldn't. And if you're on a journey to becoming emotionally mature, because that's what it's going to take in order to do this dialectical thinking. Only children think in black and white. It could be this or that. Okay? That is for people who are emotionally stunted. They're immature. But emotionally mature people are capable of dialectical thinking. They know that two things can be true at the same time. I love my parents deeply. My mom is one of my best friends, and my mom was very critical of me when I was young. And she, in her criticalness had a lot to do with some of the insecurity I had when I was young. See how those two things can be the truth. See? One does not take away from the other. My relationship with my mother is amazing. However, when I was younger, my mother's overcriticalness, being overly critical, was very hurtful. See? Two things can be true at the same time. All right, so I want you to remember that. If you don't remember anything else from this live, remember that. It's called dialectical thinking, where two things can hold the same space at the same time. So I can be wrong in the way that I approach someone. I can be wrong about a piece of information that I thought, I had gotten right. Oh, 2 + 2 is 5. 2 + 2 is 5. 2 + 2 is 5. Well, Anita, look at this math book right here, because this says 2 + 2 is 4. Well, what are you talking about? That doesn't matter. What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with what we're talking about? You know what? You're stupid. You're stupid anyway. See, this is what emotionally immature people do. When they don't have a leg to stand on, but they don't have a rational leg to stand on, they then go to assassinate your character. They then go to out-yell you, out-talk you, call you names, and assassinate your character. That's what emotionally immature people do. Okay? Emotionally mature people say, oh, I really thought 2 + 2 was 5. I guess I'm wrong. Okay, thank you. Now I know better. Now I know that 2 + 2 is 4. And I can admit that, and I can still be an intelligent person. I can admit that, and I can still be lovable. I can still be a wonderful person, and I can admit that I was wrong. That's it. Okay? I'm going to go back to your comments because I saw some comments come in. Black Car 8678 says, to be honest, if a man can't build you up and teach you how to do better, then what good is it? A man should always put his woman in a better situation than when they got together. A real man teaches. Ooh, I love that one. 100%. And ladies, there's only one. I always tell women this. There's only one litmus test for if this relationship is good or not. There's only one test. And that is, has your life improved exponentially? Has your life improved exponentially? If it has not, that's the answer. Because why? Why? And again, please don't make this about money. This is not about money. I've dated plenty of men that were not balling out of control, and I learned something. They helped me grow. They helped my business. They gave me great ideas. They comforted me. They taught me how to become emotionally mature. They gave me a lot of great skills that had nothing to do with money. My life got exponentially better from being with them. But that's it. That right there. Thank you, sir. I can admit that's me. Sometimes I don't like apologizing to people if I'm still upset about something they'd previously done to me. Okay. But I want you to get to a healthy place where you can acknowledge your part. Because remember, it's rooted in ego. That's it. It's just your ego saying, I am righteously justified. I am righteously justified to be pissed. And I don't have to apologize. And they're not worth it. And this and that. That's your ego. And people who are emotionally mature, they've done that ego work. They realize that if I want to hold on to that ego, it's going to destroy some connections. It's going to destroy some relationships. And it's not worth it. It's not worth destroying good relationships just to hold on to your ego. So that's a work that I encourage everybody to do. I like what you just said. It is okay to stay strong in your conversations, and it's okay to acknowledge when you're wrong. Yeah, it's called dialectical thinking. That two things can be true at the same time. I've made a lot of mistakes. I'm the first to admit that. I've made so many stupid mistakes. I've done some really dumb things. That does not make me a dumb woman. That does not diminish my value or my worth. And that certainly has not diminished the brightness of my future. But I have made mistakes. I have made some bad choices. I've suffered from some bad habits, and I'm always course correcting. And that is because I've done my work, and there is no toxic shame. There's no toxic shame to the mistakes that I've made. And so ladies, if this is you, if you really struggle with apologizing, if you really struggle with people holding you accountable and people calling out your bad behavior, it's rooted in toxic shame. It's rooted in emotional immaturity. And if you want to grow to be a full-grown woman, you want to not be a girl, and I always tell you all to be the girl, but you know what I mean. I mean in the feminine, fun, flirty way, not emotionally. I don't want you to emotionally stay a girl. I want you to be a woman. I want you to live in that queen energy. And in order to do that, you have to do the work around toxic shame. You have to believe that two things can be true at the same time. You cannot fall prey to this black and white thinking. Because if that's the case, nope, I cannot admit that I'm wrong. Because if I did, that'd make me a horrible person. That'd make me an idiot. That'd make me look bad. No, you have to do the ego work. You have to be willing to do that ego work to be a grown-up. Apologize first. If she doesn't respond in turn, then let her go. That's interesting advice. Yeah. So yes, you know how I feel about men leading. I'm big on men leading. And here's the reason why so many women push back when I talk about us taking the stance that I want us to take. They see it as us leading. I don't see it as us leading. When I tell women to check themselves and to start doing the things that I suggest they do and that it could turn this whole situation around, I don't see it as leading. I see it as a return. It's a return to what we once were. It's a return to honor. It's a return to integrity. It's a return to self-respect and self-worth. I don't see it as leading anything. I see it as a return. We have to return to what we were. And yes, for years and years and years and years and years, we were morally above men. We were the gatekeepers. We did not go around letting every man enter our body. That most of us did not do that. And when I say back in my mom's day, and my mom loves telling these stories about the loose women of her day, she said it was like 5% of women. There's like 5% of women that was out here, hooking and sleeping around and all that mess. She's like, that was a minority of women. And most men knew better than to marry those women, or as they said in her day, oh, that's not something you take home to mama. That's what they would say. They weren't taking that woman home to mama because they knew she would not pass the sniff test. But sure, men are going to do what they do. And if a woman will let them, sure, they're going to sleep with her. Sure, they're going to, have casual sex with her or pay her for sex. But women were always above that. We were above that. And now it's getting to the point where I'm like, are the good women outnumbered? Are we outnumbered? Are women who dress covered up, are we outnumbered? Like, that's crazy to me. And can I be really real? If that's the case, if women who can't cook, can't keep their house clean, can't keep their car clean, can't keep their children clean and presentable, don't make no money, or maybe you do make a little bit of money, you curse like a sailor, you dress like a stripper, you're out here giving it away with a 2-for-1, right? If that is the new woman, if that's the new woman, I wouldn't want her. I don't want that woman. And I wouldn't want my son to have that woman. I say, no, son, Nah, you wait over there. It's got to be something better coming along. I don't want my son to have that woman. Because why? Why would he take on that liability? What is he getting? What is he getting out of it? So no, this is a sad day when you hear me say this. But if that's where women are going, a man can't get a hot meal. He can't get his shoulders rubbed at night. He can't get a pep talk to get up the next day and go to work. He can't get your smile or your laughter. He can't get a business idea. He can't get, how about this? He can't get just closing your mouth. How about you just be quiet? Like my man come home and I'm just like, how's your day? It's all right. Okay. Like, that's it. Some men just want quiet. They can't get that. So, And yet, some of these women, they wondering why. Why don't these men want us? Why don't they? Don't nobody want that. Don't nobody want that. What is the benefit of that? And so just like how we said, a woman's life should get exponentially better with a man. So you don't think that's true the other way too? Should his life get exponentially better? It should. It should. Because why would he take you on as a liability? That doesn't make sense. I want my man to provide for me. I want my man to lead me. I want my man to own me. I want my man to fend for me. Okay? I want positive ownership. I want to belong to my man. I want my man to say, you see Anita over there, that's mine. Those are the words I want used when my man describes me. And the reason why he's doing all that is because all of the value that I bring. That's why. He has something of value. He has something irreplaceable, incomparable. That's why. So really think about that. That will make a man want to take a bullet for you, want to slay a dragon for you. No, you can't have my woman. That's mine. That's mine right there. You can't have my woman. All that would, if she went away, all that would leave with her. No, bro, you can't. You can't have my woman. That's what I'm trying to bring women back to. We need to add value to ourselves. We need to add value to our children, to our men, to our family, to our friends. We just need to add value. That's it. I'm not even just talking about men. You should add value. So, no. All right, let me go back to your comments because I see a bunch of comments coming in. Okay. That's how I feel. I feel like it's an uphill battle, but I know a few content creators that are promoting women to dress more modest. Good, because I am one of them. Yes, you are the 5% now, maybe 25%. Wow. Whew, sad. Thanks for the confirmation. Yes. If you're a solid woman, you have a pick of men if you know what to look for. I agree. Auntie, they think we're fake, but be pissed when you can't get my cat easily. No. See, and that's the thing. That's the thing, gentlemen. You want a quality woman. You want a valuable woman. You want a high quality woman. It ain't nothing easy. There ain't nothing easy over here. Okay? See, that's the part you might not like. You know, it's not easy. It's not free. And remember, I'm not talking about money when I say free. It will require your investment of your time, your energy, your effort, your heart, okay, your mind. It is not just about what's in your wallet. You must be willing to invest in me. And I am going to invest in you. Okay? I've had good girls sleeping with someone they didn't want to marry on the side. Yeah, no, not over here. Not over here. I'm not cut from that cloth. Like, I am dealing with men that I would think I could possibly have a future with. If I find out different, then I cut them loose. And that has happened. that has happened where I have made a snap judgment, made a judgment call, and dated a man, and 3, 4, 6, 7 months in, gone, ooh, not you. Oh, wow. Oh, no, 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 no. So, gentlemen, I want you to understand, you don't know sometimes until you know. And ladies, you shouldn't have to have a baby by a man to find out he's a bad man. Like, you should know what you got at about 6, 7, 8 months. It shouldn't go further than that. If you're still with him a year or 2 or 3 years in, it's you. It's not him. He didn't wear no, oh, well, he wore a mask. I didn't know. It's you. It's you. I hate to tell you. A person can wear a mask for about 6 months, 8 months, 9 months. And then that mask is going to come off. And once you see what it is, and I don't care if you love him or not. See, this is the hard pill a lot of y'all don't want to swallow. I don't care how I feel about the man. Once I determine he is not a good man and he's not a good man for me, I cut him off. I break my own heart. I'm not going to continue down the path with a man who is not a good man for me. I don't care how I feel about him. I don't care if I love him. I'm not going to do it. Because I love myself more. I love myself too much to continue on a path with someone who is not good for me. So ladies, that is what a lot of you don't want to hear. You want to use excuses. I love him and I'm attached now and I'm this and I'm that. No, you always got to return to this and say, you know what? 2 + 2 don't equal 5. 2 + 2 don't equal 5. I got to return to the land of 2 + 2 = 4. Okay, Physics Geek 126 says, what defines not a good man? So I'm going to give you my definition and you can agree or not. Okay, and I've talked to women about this ad nauseum quite a bit. Not a good man is not a good man for you. And that could be subjective, because there are men out there that can be good for another woman that wouldn't be good for me. So things like intellect are important to me. And there are men who, we're not intellectual equals, but for another woman, that would be fine. But I'm going to give you I'm going to brush with a broad stroke here, okay, and tell you that in general, these are things that make a man not a good man. So if he is not masculine, if he does not know how to lead, if he has no backbone, if he chronically avoids conflict, if he struggles to speak up for himself or make his needs known, like if he struggles with communicating his needs, his wants, if he struggles with communicating what he doesn't like, those men, long term, they're not good because they're going to act out. Instead of communicating, they're just going to act out. They're going to cheat. They're going to lie. They're going to, do something to act out because they don't know how to communicate. Men who are immoral. So immoral men. Men who are illegal, meaning they are doing illegal things, are not good men. Men who are unethical. So that's the broad brush in which I'm going to paint tonight. So those things, and there's a lot of things that fall under each of those. Men who are violent and aggressive. Men who are abusive. Yeah, I think we can all agree that abusive men are not good men. They're men that aren't in control of themselves. So yeah, those are not good men. Men who are not sexually disciplined are not good men. If a man can't tell a woman no, to me that's a problem. That's a low value man. If he'll screw anything, I certainly don't want him. I mean, it's disgusting to me. It's just straight up disgusting that I'm in a group of women where it's like anybody can get it. Like, no, a man of substance can tell women no. He can say, no, I'm good. I am good. I am good. I want to be within a certain class of people. And if a man is just giving it to everybody, gross. That's just nasty. What defines backbone or masculine? So leadership skills, men who are assertive, men who are direct, men who initiate, men who have no problem being able to communicate with words verbally or written, what they think and how they feel. Whether a woman is doing something he doesn't like, he's able to communicate that. Or if he wants something from a woman, if there's something she is doing well, he's able to communicate that. But men who lack backbone, men who don't stand up for themselves, men who are codependent, men who seek to be defined by the people that they're with, those men are not masculine. A man who is masculine comes ready. He comes ready and he's defined by himself, or God defines him. And he has purpose. He has passion for his life. He has goals. He has dreams. He has things, big things that he wants to accomplish. And he's not looking for a woman for any of that. Like, that's how he comes. He comes ready. Like, okay, this is what I'm on. And when I say ready, I don't mean complete, because when are any of us complete? I'm working on some stuff right now that is incomplete in my life. But he has a vision, and he is actively pursuing that vision. He says, thank you. By the way, I need to work on some of those things. Yeah, I want you to. I want you to, because that is a man that women respect. And here's the thing. It's so interesting because in the last 5 years, I've had more women come into my practice, coaching practice and counseling practice, that have cheated on their husbands or their boyfriends. And again, it's like this, I don't know, it's like this anomaly. All these women that are going out here cheating. But I'm going to be frank with you. Once I meet the husband or the boyfriend, I understand why. Because there's a lack of respect there. There's a certain type of man that women cheat on. And that's not to blame the man, right? I'm not blaming the man. Those women are low quality, low value women. People who cheat have a character flaw. People who cheat are of low moral character. So hear me well on that. I'm not blaming the person who got cheated on at all. You need to leave a woman or a man who cheats chronically. You need to leave them alone. Leave them alone. Those people are dangerous. Okay? They lack a certain level of empathy that other people have. Other people can put themselves in the place of their spouse, and they know how it might feel to be cheated on. And so that's why they don't cheat. That's why I don't cheat. I don't cheat because I could not bear the thought of causing someone that much pain. I am a truly empathetic person. And I'm also a person of high moral character. So I don't cheat. And so, yes, that's the type of person you want to have. But yeah, if your woman's cheating on you, I don't know if you can fix it. I don't know. You can try, but that's a character flaw. That's something that she really has to go inside of herself and say, how do I feel about this man? Do I respect him? And what's going on inside of me that I see this as an option? So it's not about the person getting cheated on. Hear me well about that. Please don't take that out of context. But I have noticed there's a type of man that women cheat on. There is a type of man, and those men need to become more masculine. They need to have a line in the sand, and they need to verbalize it and say, look, this is what ain't gonna fly. You do this, we good. You do this, you go here with this person or do this with this person, we good. That's not something I'm coming back from. And you say that and you mean it, you move like you mean it, trust me, you won't have that problem anymore. Because there's certain men out here that, like I said, these women are falling all over themselves to be with, and they wouldn't dare cheat on these men because they know them men will leave them clean alone. Them men will leave them alone. And it's a energy. It's an energy all over that guy. Like, yeah, you can pull this if you want, and you're going to see where you're going to land. Like, nah. Thank you so much, Jonathan Adams 94, for buying the first badge. Thank you. Y'all can buy a badge. Now, we've been on here for an hour, and y'all can buy a badge. Okay? I'm getting ready to wrap it up. Black Car 8678 says, that is so funny because when a woman that her sex, I'm not number one to me, they think it's a joke. I reserve the right to pick, choose, or refuse. You should. You should. Because to me, that's a man of value. A man of value values himself. And if anybody can get it, yuck. Gross. So, and let me just say this too. The spirit just popped this in my head. I'm going to share this with the men that are on here tonight. Stop kissing and telling. Stop kissing and telling, gentlemen. That is a punk move. That speaks volumes about you. If you're out here kissing and telling, you're out here getting with someone and then kikiing it with your boys or other women, that is very low value. That is a bitch move. I'm just going to say it, okay? Stop that. Stop kissing and telling. The only person that needs to know what you and her did is you. And I'm going to tell you what, I've had men do this in my company or in mixed company. It's very distasteful. There is nothing more distasteful than a man running his mouth about some tail that he got. Very distasteful. So you heard it from me. Stop kissing and telling. That is a huge turnoff. If a man even thinks to do that in my presence, we're done. He don't ever have to worry about me. Because you a little boy. You a little boy running around the schoolyard telling everybody who you been with or what your last... No, don't do that. Don't do that. And definitely not in mixed company. But here's what I suggest. I don't even want you to tell other men. You ain't even got to tell other men. The only people that need to know is you and her. Now, here's the caveat to that. If she want to run around and tell, like if she want to say, yeah, I was with him. But for you to do it, you look like a little girl. So don't do that. Don't do the kissing and telling. That's so unattractive. Okay? But ladies, I'm going to wrap it up. If you have this issue with toxic shame, like if it is super hard for you to hear about yourself, if it is super hard for you to take criticism or for you to hear feedback, it used to be for me. It did until I worked on this, until I got rid of the toxic shame, until I realized that my worth and my value will never change. I am lovable all day, every day, no matter what I'm doing or not doing. I'm just showing up. I'm just here. I'm taking space. I've been put into the cosmos and I am lovable. Nothing will ever change that. Once I figured that out, that no matter who stayed or who went, who loved me or who didn't, who accepted me or who rejected me, once I figured out I am forever lovable. I am forever amazing, one of a kind. And I did the ego work, I can apologize. I can admit when I'm wrong. I can admit, when I didn't get it right, I'm incorrect. I can own my missteps. I can listen to the constructive criticism. But that's your work to do too. Because that is the sign of an emotionally mature, grown woman. And if you are over the age of 21, and I may even squeak that to 25, because some of y'all between 20 and 25 are just dumb as rocks. I say that with love, okay? But definitely over 25. If you can't apologize and you over 25, if you can't admit when you're wrong, you have work to do. You got to grow up. You got to grow up. You have a lot of work to do. And it's hurting your relationships. It's really hurting your relationships. And and here's the thing for you to know, just like, women are doing big things financially, and women are doing big things out in the world, and women are doing big things with their careers and their education and their money. Men are starting to wake up too. Men are starting to wake up emotionally. Men are starting to realize, hey, I have some emotional needs. I have some things that I'd like to experience in my relationship. I'd like to be listened to. I'd like to be taken seriously. I'd like to be spoken to with respect. Yeah, men are starting to wake up from an emotional intelligence standpoint. So, yeah, if y'all can be over here, they can jump over here. So, yeah, don't get mad. Don't get mad. When men are going to therapy and using what they learning. Thank you for buying another badge, Jonathan. I appreciate you. And look, they be using, my male clients go home to their wives and they be using all the good tools in therapy and they get mad. The wives get mad. Nah, it don't work that way. He's actually trying to communicate the right way. And now you get mad because he's actually trying to be healthy. He's actually trying to talk to you like he got sense. And now you mad. So just be mindful. The men are trying to do some work. They are trying to learn some healthy things, and they're trying to use those things. And then what you gonna do? So now he gonna outpace you in emotional intelligence? No, do your work. But a lot of that is around toxic shame. You have to be willing to be a dialectical thinker, which is two things can be true at the same time. I could have made a mistake, and I am still a worthy, lovable person. Those two things can exist in the same realm. So you don't have to take this on and believe I'm awful, I'm bad, I'm wrong. No, I'm still great. I make mistakes all the time, and I'm still amazing. All right, any other comments? Let's see. All right, I think we're good. Sorry about the spelling. Let us know when you have your next show. Thank you. I sure will. All right, you all. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I just wanted to come on, clarify some things about that reel. It's so interesting because last year, this time in September, I had another reel go viral. That really blew up my platform. And so here we are again. I was telling a friend, like, here we are again, a year later, back like we never left. And we're kind of back in this space. But you just never know. As a content creator, you never know what's going to get picked up. You never know what is going to resonate with people. You just never know. So I make content. I try to be a truth teller as hard as that can be. I am fair. I am equitable. Everyone knows that. I call out the men as much as I call out the women and vice versa. And when we're talking about women, I want to stay on that topic. When we're talking about men, I want to stay on that topic. So I don't do the whole, it goes both ways. Like, no, we want to stay on the topic that we're on. Okay. I think we're grown. I think we're intelligent over here on my platform. I want to believe we're emotionally intelligent and emotionally mature. I want to believe that you're a critical thinker. So those are the folks I love to welcome to the party. So thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you and have a wonderful evening. And as always, stay open to love.